Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. So today we're going to talk about the key mistakes that the founder of OceanGate, Stockton Rush, made while designing this submersible. Now, he made a few successful dives in the past and charged $250,000 per dive. And in those dives they went near to the Titanic, the grave site of Titanic. Now in comparison, you have the submersible of the director of Titanic. So while he was filming the movie, he had to make a few dives. According to him, he has gone more than 30 times in his submarine. Those submarines were made by those were Russian made, known as MIR-1 and MIR-2. They only had they could only house 3 people, which according to David Cameron is the safest amount of people a submersible can go. Safest amount of people the submarine can have while diving to the bottom of the ocean. This is the MIR-1, which was used by David Cameron while filming. You can see it's a product of the Russian Academy of Sciences. So talking about the mistakes that were made, the first mistake was the hull of OceanGate Titan submersible was made out of carbon fiber. Now that is a huge blunder. Normally the hull is made out of titanium. As you can see here, titanium spheres they distribute pressure equally, and the size matters too. So a sphere of this size can house around 1 to 3 people. As you can see, this is the hull of a submersible that goes to depth, and the safest amount of people is 1, 2, 3. Now spheres such as these, they distribute pressure equally. OceanGate had been warned about the safety risk associated with the use of carbon fiber material, according to a 2018 court filing. Former OceanGate employee David Lochridge raised concerns about the pressure cycling, but Stockton said that, "I think I've broken them." He quotes it, "I think I've broken the rules with logic and good engineering behind me. Carbon fiber and titanium. There's a rule, you don't do that." And he said, "Well, I did." Another mistake is that concerns over the early warning system were ignored. OceanGate touted its development of an advanced acoustic monitoring system. The technology was designed to warn of failure. Lochridge warned the detection system was effectively useless. It would only provide milliseconds of warning before a catastrophic implosion, and that happened. The concerns over the early warning safety system were ignored. So we hear that the submarine the submersible did in fact implode. So it may have been because the early warning system was faulty. Yeah, there's Stockton, he ignored it. Well, highly unfortunate. Another reason is that OceanGate pushed back against calls to certify the submarine. Well, the experimental vessel had not been approved or certified by any regulatory body, and so it imploded. certification means that there are certain checks and balances that have to be met. And Lochridge, who was a former employee of OceanGate, who was later fired, he said that paying passengers would not be aware and would not be informed of this experimental design. Yeah, and so the five met an unfortunate ending. Okay, now there's this other reason. OceanGate staff raised safety fears but were dismissed or ignored. Lochridge raised safety concerns, as we said earlier. And similarly, Rob McCullum, an explorer and former consultant for OceanGate, left the company in 2009, partly over concerns its CEO was over-promising and rushing production. McCullum said he was familiar with the equipment, but he did not think it was safety. Yeah, so there were previous safety incidents too. According to a court document obtained by the New York Times, the 2021 trip on the Titan was interrupted after battery issues led to the ship having to be manually attached to its lifting platform. There was an issue with the emergency location transmitter too. But OceanGate, when reached by insider for comments on the issue, the employees of OceanGate said that OceanGate told passengers that it shut off the Wi-Fi to free up bandwidth in case the situation developed into an emergency. So, you can see that the CEO kind of rushed things, and someday when you're taking your equipment to such depths, it's inevitable that it's going to meet a highly unfortunate incident. It's going to implosions are really common at that depth. So thank you for listening.